And we'll get over to you
Yes.
folks and just, we'll get to that
Sure.
spot next.
It's corner.
Hi, Ann Ruby, I live on Park Avenue. I want to just speak to two things. One is that we collectively have the power to create change.
Absolutely.
We are the ones who can do this. We elect our city officials, we elect our county officials. We can have the power through community activity and organization to create the changes and make the neighborhoods we want. To that end, I'd like to encourage you all to come to neighborhood meetings.
Yep.
And as a suggestion for the News Journal, the neighborhood meetings all over the city, there's a regular schedule. That should be published in the paper every day. Because then people know they're there. They know the neighborhood.
How about if we publish it online every day, but.
No, lots of old people.
We have senior
read
citizens,
newspapers.
yeah, you have senior citizens that
Yeah.
don't have.
They're off the computers.
Limits my space.
I mean-
Old people.
So did you notice she answered the question in the back, who's the boss? You are the bosses, right?
There he is, right there.
Yes.
I'm holding it.
Okay, one of the questions you asked
Your name,
earlier,
your name.
my name is Casey, my address is 136 Park Avenue. One of the questions you asked earlier is what caused Main Street to be the way it is? And it doesn't take rocket science. Main Street is the way it is because of Biketoberfest and Bike
No.
Week. Most of the properties on Main Street are owned by very few people who are satisfied to make their money during Bike Week and Biketoberfest and don't care about the rest of the year.
That's
How
right.
can the city make changes when they don't control the property? And these few homeowners, or the few owners, aren't interested in doing anything different.
And he's wearing a Bike Week t-shirt.
Right, that's kind of interesting, right?
Anybody who wants to, respond to that
Oxymoron.
issue?
Yeah.
That-
The city ordinance doesn't allow them to do anything.
All right.
That's what it is.
Maybe, to her first.
Okay,
I'm holding it.
my response
Is
is,
that what it is?
my name is Celeste Downer, and I live in Daytona Beach. And I am a partner in some stores on Main Street. And I would like to address.
I've
the
been holding my
gentleman
hand. I think they're kind of ignoring me.
He said that people want to keep the way it is because they get higher rentals during Bike Week and Oktoberfest. Well, I've lived here for 62 years, and I've seen Main Street up here, and I've seen Main Street down below. And everything that every person.
She's never gonna get to me if I just sit.
is true.
Keep
But
walking around me.
nobody is giving the panel anything to go by to make it better. Now, I want to tell this gentleman in the
I'll sit
Bike Week shirt that
I'll
I
sit down.
personally went to Milwaukee to the Harley Davidson factory to speak to people, and I wanted to sell them my property for them to put a Harley Davidson museum on Main Street. And they thought the idea was great. I came with blueprints, I came with everything. I didn't ask anybody to pay for it, I handled it all. And they thought it was a great idea, and they said, thank you very much, but goodbye, we're not interested. I have
shocker.
tried to get other retailers to come to, use stores, empty stores, rent them, and put their merchandise in. If my husband was going to the Ocean Center for a convention, I certainly would not walk down Main Street. Now, I have a few ideas.
It's not well lit.
First, you said that the empty stores, they put a curtain down, don't put up craft paper. Have you ever thought about going to Mainland High School, Seabreeze High School,
Painting.
Atlantic High School?
Yep.
They have art departments that are
Absolutely.
absolutely phenomenal. They can put paintings on the windows, they can change them every season or every month, whatever they want to do, and some of those children are fantastic artists. That's the first thing.
Well, we're out of time.
So
We're
let's,
trying
yeah,
to.
we need to get other questions.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christine Span. I'm the person who has put the flyers out, and they're also up on the wall. Actually, it's not true. Somebody actually is funding some money to hire an attorney so we can get something done. I think blue ribbon committees are great. There's been hundreds of them. It's time for action. We need to do something. So not talk about it, do it. My email address is on here. I am paying for an attorney who is willing to talk to any and all of you. I'll pay for that. He's willing to represent us and do what is necessary to get the attention of our city manager, city commissioners, and go to the federal magistrate. I will be there because Jack Aberman is currently suing me to try to shut me up, and it's not working very well, obviously.
So you're gonna come over?
Come on. All right, here it comes.
Here we go.
I'm Susan Wardazak, and I live at 935 South Atlantic, the Ocean Jewels, the jewel of Daytona, right? I have a couple of questions. You said city manager, councilmen, congressmen, senators. How many of them are here tonight? Two. Okay, we got two. So
Thanks,
we got,
Ruth.
We also have another city commissioner.
So we got the ears of three tonight. So my question is, and I come from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania originally, go Steelers, but I moved to Pittsburgh in the 80s when all the steel mills were closed and we had homelessness, we had drugs, we had problems, we had blighted neighborhoods. Main Street, East Street, South Street, does not matter. We had all of these problems. It is only through tax reductions. Paint is beautiful, it's important, flowers important, community redevelopments, activists are all important. But until we get our state involved, we get tax reductions, we get ease of regulations so businesses can come in, that coffee shop. I wrote Hot Rod Coffee down on my notes. Main Street, Hot Rod Coffee, edgy coffee shop with Harley Davidson. Because believe me, bikers today are not the bikers in the 70s. They like their lattes, right? Think about it. Think about it. They like it. But now here is the issue. Ease of regulation, tax discounts, bringing these people in. By the way, let's talk about crimes, DB tips. I live at, where do we live? 935 South Atlantic. It's not the homeless people that are causing the problems. We watched a bunch of young punks in Mustangs, cars that I can't even afford to drive. I drive a Camry, for God's sake. Come up on the beach, dump their Svensk bottles and their Amsterdam bottles right in front of our condo.
Yep.
I texted crimes, DB tips, told them our address, told them what the issue was, and you know what? We waited 35 minutes and not one police officer showed up. We waited an hour. They finished their partying, they threw all of their trash right in front of our condo unit, which is on the beach. Then they squealed their tires down the beach and off they went. And you know what? I went out there and I picked up liquor bottles, fast food junk, whatever, and they were not homeless. They were driving expensive cars, and they were young kids, maybe Daytonians. Oh, by the way, they did have Florida license plates. In fact, I walked down the beach. Remember, I was so ballsy. I walked down the beach and took a picture of their license plate and gave the crimes tip line their license plate number, and there was no response. Thank you.
Thank you.
you. Throw the trash in their window.
Could you-
I want to respond to one thing. I'm from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and go Cat.
There you go. Oh,
Go ahead.
Linda Smiley, Daytona Beach.
It's interesting. It's
You
okay.
talked about the CRAs and the money, okay? And
It's okay.
we saw in the article that they said that they did an audit, but we don't really know where that money went.
Yeah.
Okay? And so I'm wondering, when are you going to ask for an independent audit to find out where exactly that money did go? Because that's a lot of money that is not answered as far as where exactly it went.
Sure.
Okay?
Just, and I don't know if
Could I-
anybody else in the panel wants to respond, but what we
Have a
found
seat,
in our,
Okay.
reporting actually is that in 2011, they did do an audit of CRA spending because people were
Lived there my whole
raising
life.
questions. And at that time, what they found was that, well, there may have been some money that should have been spent here or not documented properly, that there wasn't any sort of, theft or anything like that. And that wasn't our story. Now, whether it makes sense to do another audit or not, that's
Well,
your question.
I don't think you really answered the question, and I think that we as citizens and taxpayers here deserve to have an independent audit to prove where that money went.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
My name's Tommy Kelly. I actually live at 400 East International Speedway upstairs of Big Daddy's. Now, I'm originally from Boston, and I've come here and invested a lot of money, it's my real estate agent here, on that whole corridor. My main question is, and I've tried to reach out to multiple people from the city, is Ed Berger here today? No? Reed Berger? Okay. My question is the city gonna give me any kind of head? My main thing is, I'm willing to put money into the city. And not stupid, I don't need a grant, I don't need extra money, I'm willing to put my own money into this to redevelop this area. It is a jewel, it's a gold mine. But my thing is, I don't wanna come in here and try to put this money in here, and then the city's like, well, we're not zoned for this, so you can't have an Outback Steakhouse here. You're not zoned for this, so you can't have a Winn-Dixie or a Publix here. I just wanna get a commitment on the record, because there's a bunch of citizens here that'll be able to say that too, that the city will work with us. So if I want to do that, or if my real estate agent and the other developers come to you and say, hey, look, I'm ready to break ground now. I want to bulldoze that whole SOB over there from one corner, from the 7-Eleven to Las Olas, all the way up. The only piece of property I don't have an option on is Tiernog, and I'm trying to get that. That's it.
It all depends who you are.
Okay.
I don't think it has as much to do as about who you are as far as having the help.
Thank you, thank you.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy's your name? I know, Ruth can't answer that question right now. She's a city commissioner.
Sure.
She's here as representing as a resident. But I would tell you, I agree with your point, and this is something that I had wanted to bring up too, that the city creates big plans. And they don't always involve the people that own the property. Obviously, the big deal with East ISB is now property acquisition, And so this wonderful plan that we all see, and we all get kind of excited, those of us who don't live on, or don't own property on East ISD, we want it beautified, we want it to look great, so we're like.
This is why I'm acquiring every piece I can get my hands on.
Right,
We have over 80%.
As far as what the city will
Over
allow
CRA.
you to do, it's the same on ISB. It's a similar problem with the E-zone plan. They create these plans and they have them, and then it kind of freezes us in place.
So here's my
We're
thing.
stuck. So we're stuck with this, crappy building on Coates Avenue that nobody wants to do anything with because it says there's gonna be a high-rise hotel there one day.
Yeah.
So why would you even prepare?
I'm not talking fantasy things and talking about one day. I want to break ground on stuff now.
I know, so I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm saying that the city's plans run afoul because they're not letting individuals develop, develop their property.
So, can I just ask you a question?
Sure.
All right, because you said you live upstairs at Big Daddy's?
Yeah, we have an apartment upstairs at 400 East International
Okay.
Street. In order for me to get a good idea what the neighborhood is, once I've been there for 3 weeks, it's an asshole, to censor it. I wouldn't want to be around there. I've never carried a firearm in my life. Since I've come down here, I had to go get a concealed weapons permit because I can't walk in that neighborhood without carrying. Just to be honest with you.
So what you're saying, because I think this is a fair question to ask to anybody on East ISD.
Huh?
Big Daddy's it's an adult
closed.
entertainment place.
It's closed. I shut it down as soon as I came in here.
Okay, when was that?
2 weeks ago.
It's open.
It's
We only-
closed. There's no dances in there.
There's no
It's
dances.
closed. I don't do that kind of
Because
business.
I think for a lot of people, they feel that it's not, that adult entertainment is not.
That's not what I wanted. I don't want adult. Now listen, I want to bulldoze from that 7-Eleven up the entire block and put something totally new there.
So do you own that property?
Yes.
Does William Bittorf know you own it?
I'm right here.
Yes, I guess he does.
Well,
Like you already.
do you own it or do you own it?
My holding company holds it.
Yes.
Okay,
We've been partners for a long time.
okay. All right. That was it. Go ahead.
We're trying, but city commissioner's been fighting us the whole time.
They don't want you to save somebody else.
Years, when I lived in the bridge, different now, because you seem to have developed everything out there. I have like really three questions.
It's just retarded.
Our own CRA board,
when does the CRA sunset? And why do we have $1 million in administrative costs?
All right, I'll answer the first one, which is that the CRA board is the same thing as the city commission. So the city commission is the CRA board, that's just how it's set up. Beyond that, I don't know, Ruth, if you'd like to address why